Okay, our next program is exceptional handling. So exceptional handling, it is a powerful mechanism in Java. It will handle the errors, runtime errors, so that normal flow of application can be maintained. So we have different kinds of exceptions like divide by zero error, buffer out of bound, and all such different kinds of exception handling mechanism just to make sure that our program flows in a graceful manner. So for example, if we try to divide any number by 0, then we are usually shown an infinity, which can be an error. We will not be understanding what actually is happening. So to handle this, we use exceptional handling. For example, if we have 10 lines of codes and there is an error in the 5th line, maybe divide by 0 error. So only the line till 4 will be executed. Line 5th will encounter an error such as divide by 0 or something, and further the no code will be executed. But in case if we use error handling mechanism that is provided by Java, exception handling, in that case all 1 to 4 lines will be executed. When the 5th line, which we have a divide by 0 error, when that encounters, we get an error, and that error will be recorded or copied into a variable and it will be displayed on the screen. And rest of the lines, that is from 6 to 10, also will be executed. That is graceful way of handling the error, and we continue to execute rest of the lines. So this is done with the help of exception handling mechanism. So we have a program here. This is about handling an arithmetic exception, an error that encounters in arithmetic expressions. And to handle this, we have created a class called as exception throws, and we have a method called as function, fun. Here we have taken two variables, that is, here we have taken two variables, integer a and integer b. That is, we have two integers a and b, and this is a function which will throw an exceptions. And what is that exception? It is an arithmetic exception. So within this function or within this method, I have taken another variable called as c, which I have declared as float. And remember, when we are handling exception, we have two blocks. One try block, the other one is catch block. So what is try block? Try block is a block which will have a part of code which may throw an exception or which may raise an exception. Exception is nothing but an error. A part of code which may get an error. So when we write a code about division, when we are trying to divide two variables or two integers, we write that part of a code here. So c is equal to a divided by 2, where a and b are divided using division operator, and the output or the result is stored in a variable called as c. Now we have next line, that is system.out.println. Here result of a and b is equal to, we have plus operator and c. What is this plus operator? As I have explained earlier, plus operator is an appendant operator. That is, you can append further. If this plus operator is after a variable, it indicates that the value of that variable to be appended, right? So result of a by b is equal to c. Imagine if I have taken a is equal to 8 and b is equal to 4. 8 by 4, we get 2. So the result of 8 by 4 is equal to, or 8 by 4 is equal to 2 I get. Plus c is, since I store the value of a divided by 2b, that is a divided by 4 is 2, that is stored in a variable called as c, and I append the resultant value of c, that is 2. And next I have a catch block. So what is a catch block? Catch block is a block which will handle the error or the exception that is thrown by a try block. So in a try block, if any error has been occurred or erased, that exception that is thrown will be caught by a block called as catch block. And here I have a catch block. In a catch block, I have to write a method. How do I handle it? So how do I handle it? I just display the message or the error or the exception that is raised by this arithmetic operation on my screen, so that the user will get to know what actually has gone wrong. Otherwise, if you do not have this try and catch block, or if you do not handle using an exception handling method, the program may end up abruptly without any knowledge to the user knowing what has gone wrong. So exception handling will let the user know what actually is happening, what an error has been erased. So in a catch block, I just catch the message that is error message that is thrown by a try block, and it is displayed on my screen. and the error that is raised will be stored in a variable called as e. This e is a variable that will be stored, that will store a errors message, and here you have a caught exception. The same printf statement will be printed here, caught exception colon and then e will store the error message that is raised by the arithmetic error or arithmetic exception, and that is stored in e, and that error will be displayed on my screen. So this is function, this is function method. So next we come down, we have a main method. As I said, as we know, the execution of a program begins from main method. Here our execution begins from main method. Here I have declared two variables num1 and num2, and I have taken, so here we have scanner, I have taken scanner, so this is a main method, name of a method is main, it takes string arguments, and this is void because this main method doesn't return any return type, and static because it is a keyword, and what it is, static is a keyword, and static says that static is a keyword which allows a method to be executed before instantiation. So instantiation is a method of creating an object for a class, right, and I am executing a method before creating any objects, and it is allowed only by using a static keyword. This will let us know that this main method is being executed before any object creation or before instantiation, that is why it is static. And this main method is public, it is public, and because it should be accessible, and the scope is throughout the program. And next we have two variables, I have taken num1 and num2, right, and I have used a class called as scanner. For this I use sc as an object. I have created sc as an object for the class scanner. Scanner is a class that is present in utility package, so that is why here we have imported, that is why we have imported utility dot scanner. We have imported utility package. From that package we have taken scanner class, which is used to read the input from the system keyboard, or it may be a standard input device, you read the input, or you may read a input from your file or anywhere. So that is to read the input we use a class called a scanner. To use this we use a method, we use an object called, I have created an object called as sc, and here new, this is how we create an object for a class. I have created sc, and new is a keyword, and scanner within braces I have written system.in. Scanner is a constructor with one open braces and one closed braces. Within it I have written system.in. What does the system.in mean? That means scanner is reading an input from a standard input device, that is your system. That is why system.in says that your input is read from your standard input device, that is your keyboard. And the next statement, system.out.println. Println is a out is a method which is in a class called a system, printf method, right, and here enter a value of num. We read the value of num1. So when it is read, to read that input from your keyboard, integer input from your keyboard, I use a method called as next init. This is a method, right, which is present in a scanner class, and I read this input using this method, and this method is invoked by an object sc, which is an object that is created for a class called as scanner, right. When I read, suppose imagine I have taken num1 is equal to 8, I take this 8 and it is stored in num1 variable. Next I read the another variable num2, it is same next init, again I use this function to read the input from your keyboard, and it is stored in a variable called as num2. And next I invoke a function, I pass this parameter, I invoke a function and pass this formal actual parameters num1 and num2 to a function called as fun, and the control goes here, right. Here int a is equal to num1, int b is equal to num2, right. And again float c, it is c is a variable that is used to store the output of or a result of a divided by t. A is equal to num1 and b is equal to num2, 8 by 4, right. I divide, I get an output. Imagine I have taken 0, num2 is equal to 0. The 4 divided by 0, I get an error trying to exception saying that divide by 0 error. that is stored in a variable called as E, and that is displayed on my screen using this printf statement. And here E is a variable that is storing the error message that is raised by dividing by 0, integer dividing by 0, and that is displayed on my screen. Caught exception colon arithmetic exception divide by 0 error occurs. You will get an error. So this is how this is the explanation for this divide by 0 or exception handling. We have taken arithmetic exception as a case, and this is how your program executes.